Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Dawnties. My name is Richele, and I'm going to walk you through my reading journal for 2024. So now that 2024 is basically over, as of filming I have one day left, but I wanted to walk you through what my reading journal looks like now that I have a whole year in it. So I will leave at the end of this video last year's reading journal, which was this, but all empty, so you can kind of see how I filled it out. But this is an Archer and Olive journal. This is 190 pages, 160 GSM, and this was I want to say it was a Halloween release a couple of years ago. I love this skull on top of books. Like, it's perfect for a reading journal. Nothing else really special about it, but I just love that little image. So whenever you first open it up, I do have a couple of things here. So first, I have my name, which is a sticker from my friend Robin. She owns an Etsy shop and runs an Etsy shop called Oh Hello Robin. And you can purchase anything from her store, and if you use our code Dawnties15, you will get 15% off of anything you purchase from her. These are a couple of bookish stickers that I got this year, and then up top, I have a color-coded system for every genre. So I have a pack of 12 markers, and I assigned each color to a genre, and I just kind of have my guide here, which you will see later on as we get into the journal. So the first thing I love this cover page. It does say reading journal with all of these books laid out into the shape of a heart, and the quote that says just one more chapter. Then I go into my TBR, so you can kind of see where I failed and succeeded here. So these are the 12 or 13, I forget how many is here, how many books that I physically owned that I wanted to read in the year of 2024. As of December 30th, today, there are 2 that I have not gotten to, and mainly because I haven't been in the mood for them. I'm not typically a mood reader. I can usually pick up anything and go with it. But for some reason, because they're so thick and they have a reputation, and I'm not ready to dive into those. So those are the only 2 off of my TBR that I set for myself in January. Those are the only 2 I did not get to. And then this is a series tracker. So I have this stack of books that has the title of several different series that I have started reading that I would like to continue, and then next to it are little circles for how many number of books are in that series are currently out. And then once I read a book in that series, I will color in the number so I can always see where I'm at in the series. Some of these I was able to complete. There's a couple that I was able to complete that are up to date as of now. So these are, this one specifically, the Wayward Children series, is not a series that is over. I am just caught up to everything that's been released so far. So this is just so I can just track anything that I'm reading. Then we have my book bingo. So this was really fun to set up all these different prompts to read throughout the year. And as I read a book that filled out a prompt, I printed up the little cover and put it over here in the corresponding slot. So this was a lot of fun to fill out, and I love how it looks at the end of the year. Then we have the Buzzard challenge. So I watch a channel called Books and Lala. Kayla over there sets a buzzword challenge every year, and so I just have these little books, 12, one for every month, and then on there I put the month and the prompt that we have to read for that month for this challenge. And once I read that challenge, I did color it in, and I put the name on the spine, or as close to the spine as I possibly could. Some of these had longer titles, but that way I could make sure I was up to date on the challenge. And this is my DNF graveyard. So these are all the books that I did not finish. I started it, either didn't like it, or I wasn't in the mood for it, or I wasn't comprehending or paying attention, and I just got bored and moved on. So this is where all of those books went. So there's only 7 that I DNF'd this year, which is pretty good. Then I have my anticipated releases. So this is where I have all of the months, and then as books were being announced that I was excited to read, I would put down the date of its release as well as the title. And then, I don't know if you can see, but next to each one, I put a little bitty dot if I actually got around to reading it, which most of them I did. There's only a couple, I know, for June. Yeah, there's a couple I was not able to get to, or I have not gotten to yet. But for the most part, I was able to read and keep up with the ones that I wanted to read that I was excited about. Then, we have my bookshelf bracket. So as of now, I have not printed up December. So what this is I did a a monthly favorite. So every month I chose a favorite read for that month, and I put it here, and then I added them to the corresponding little section here. So once I put in December, I will be able to pick out of these two, which one did I prefer out of these two, etc., until I got to my favorite book of the year. So I will have fun doing that whenever I get around to printing up December. But again, I have one more day. So then we have my reading stats. So I did a little section for every single month of the year, and then of course my totals at the bottom, where I would put together the number of books I read, how many of them specifically were on Kindle, how many different genres did I read, and then the total number of pages. So once December is over, I will fill this in and then get my grand totals for the year. Then we go into my months. So all of my months are set up exactly the same. I have kind of like a title page. So I have the month up top, I have my goals of what I want to read, and then I have my TBR. So if I want to read 20 books, I would list 20 books that I wanted to read that month, which ones on Kindle, which ones did I want to reread, etc. And then on this side, I have my favorites section. So at the end of the month, I would print up the covers of all the books that I really, really enjoyed. On our YouTube channel, we only talk about our top 3 favorites, but sometimes there's more that I really, really love. So I print up all the covers and put them on my favorites section here. And then the rest of the pages for the month is really just a grid. Like if I put this in Excel, this is exactly how I would put it in an Excel spreadsheet. So I have over here just a little grid. So I have, is it new or is it a reread? And then did I read it on the Kindle, from the library, or do I own it? I'd mark down the title, the pages, the author, the genre. This is where the color coding comes in. I would match the corresponding color to the genre. When did I start it? When did I end it? And what did I rate it? So that is January. For February, if you want to take a look at some of my favorites. But all of these months are set up exactly the same. And then there is March. There was one month I didn't really have a lot of favorites. So you'll see one favorites page that's kind of empty. Maybe I printed them a little bit bigger that month to fill it out. I don't exactly remember. But I don't put them in any rhyme or reason or any order. I just kind of throw them on there in a cute little random pattern. Then we have June. So many. Oh, some of these I forgot that I loved. I love going back and looking at which ones did I really vibe with a certain month. Here's one that's only 9 out of, I don't know how many, but out of a lot of books that I read, only 9 really made the cut. Oh, and this month I read 77 pages, or 77 books. So out of 77, there's only 9 that I really, really enjoyed. Here's another one that's kind of empty. This one's only 6. That's crazy. There is August. And there is September. Again, if you just want to take a little glance at my favorites for the months. October. Okay. I read a lot of nonfiction this month, it looks like, and enjoyed. So that's really fun. And then November. So this is the last one that is completely filled out because, like I said, we are still in December as of filming. So I don't have my favorites here. I don't have all of my numbers complete. Let's see, the last book I read in December was The Mistletoe Motive. I read that last night, past midnight, because I finished it at about 12:30 this morning. So, but yeah, I still have the rest of today and tomorrow. And that is my 2024 reading journal. Just a quick flip through of how I like to track things. Now this journal, because of how I track everything, I can use the same journal for next year. So my 2025 journal will be in here just, you know, after my last page in December. So I will be doing a separate flip through of that if you want to check that out. Leave a comment down below. Let me know, what are some of your favorite ways to track books, or what do you like to track in your reading journal? If you have a reading journal, I would love to know, because this is my 3rd year and this is very different from what I've done in the years past. This is more simple, just, you know, logging every single book that I read and doing a couple of little pictures here and there. So very different. But I would love to know how you track your reading or what you like to document as well. So let me know that down below. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!